A lot of you guys are constantly asking Skratch what to expect from Season 2. Are we able to save our bread, our stamina? Are we able to save our gear, our artifacts? Can we keep the scroll? Can we save the dice? Can we save the gems? What is resetting? What are we actually going to lose in Season 2? Well, I'm gonna answer all of those questions in today's video, and welcome to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, I'm Skratch, your daily host, and if you enjoy the content, considering smashing a like and subscribing to the channel. It actually helps me a lot. Now, going straight to the main topic, guys. How you may notice, if you click on your Clepsydra trail, you're gonna see that the season ends in a specific amount of time. It really depends when you started playing, when your server was open. Mine actually ends in around 7 days, guys. So if I'm not mistaken, I think it will start in 11 days for the server that I'm in at the moment. And right here, probably you've noticed that you do have a season exclusive ranking rewards. The higher you rank, the more rewards you're getting. Plus, on top of it, they do have a seasonal shop, which will allow you to purchase quite a lot of goodies. So the whole concept of seasons is basically grinding to get the more loot out of here. That's the whole idea of it. Then, this game, unlike others, will actually reset some of the things. And I feel like these are most of the things that people don't really understand just yet. So if we're quickly going to have a look at the heroes that we have them all leveled up to 100. Some of you guys might have less. Some of you guys might have more than I do to level 100. And the reason why I have so many champions, to be more specific, is that in the end game, you will require to create quite a few different teams. And in those teams, you might require to bring in some new champions from the same element just to fill in different roles. You have the Chaos Shadows that unlocks kind of like in the last 6 weeks of the season, or 7, something like that. Then you have the Copper Dragon, the end game, the Resurgent Dragon, which will require 6 different teams as well. And those kind of like need a bit of a tweak from the teams that you are running on the Chaos Shadow. So you need to have quite a few different champions. Then you have the Pillar of Trials, you have the Feymander. So all that requires you to build a lot of champions. But every season, these champions will go back to level 1, guys. As you may notice that I have plenty of them at level 1. Well, every season you're going to start with your heroes at this level. And basically you start the whole race again. Now at the same time, a lot of you guys are asking Skratch, well, you know what? I scrolled my heroes. What is it going to happen with the scrolls? The heroes that are scrolled will stay scrolled forever, guys, okay? So they will not reset the skills on them. So any scrolls that you invested in any heroes will be there in the next 200 seasons. You don't have to worry about it whatsoever. Then on top of it, some of you guys might be like, well, Skratch, you know what? I kind of like want to save some of my scrolls for next season because, hey, we have new champions coming to the game. The meta changes a bit because we have new elemental affinity, and I might want to scroll different heroes. Can I save my scrolls and have them in the next season? Yes, you can. So all these 25 scrolls that I have, for example, saved on the side will be waiting for me in the next season. The reason why I'm keeping them there is because who knows what awesome epic champions might be coming. Maybe a new Furbart, maybe a new Garius, you know, and I want to be prepared for that bad boy when they actually add the new champions, just in case if I'm going to get lucky enough to summon it. And that's gonna work the same for all type of scrolls, rare, epic, legendaries, okay? Then other people are Skratch. Can I save my dice? Can I save my wire marrow? Yes, you can. You can save as many dice as you want, guys. So I'm saving all my Starlight. I will be saving all my Heliolite once I'm gonna reach the 80. So I need to open 5 more to get the 2 legendary scrolls. And then I'll be saving everything. Wire marrow. I'll be saving everything. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to save your gold, okay? So the gold is not here to stay. You see, I have 6 million gold. This will disappear. So when you go into the next season, you will start with 0 gold, okay? Then at the same time, you do have a few different things as well. So if you go to your pack, all this gear that you have here will disappear, okay? So you're not going to have any of these sets left. They will actually bring in new gear sets, okay? So these sets won't be in the game next season. And the reason why they have it like this is because when you start in a new season, you know, we have a bit of a gated content, and if you have access to legendary gear from day 1, it will kind of like put you at a completely different level. But at the same time, considering that people from season 2 will only meet people from season 2. They won't meet people that start in season 1. It doesn't really make much sense. So I really think that they will get their feedback this time around, and for the next season, they might consider in changing some of the things, tweaking some, and we might not lose everything. I'm just thinking, because I know a lot of you guys are not very happy about the whole thing of losing everything in terms of gear and stuff like that, you know. Then of course you have the runes, they go as well, they won't be here. And then you have all sorts of different things like the artifacts. Okay, now the artifacts, how you may notice, I have quite a few level to 20. Okay, this again, the level of your artifact is gated by content when you start in a new season. You're only going to be able to max an artifact after, like, I don't know, I would say three weeks. I might be wrong on it, but will roughly take around 2-3 weeks to unlock the quest that will allow you to max the level of an artifact. So if they are keeping the levels, we won't be able to use the artifacts for the entire duration of the season. So that's why this will reset as well, but you will be getting 70% back of your currency. I'm going to explain you more about this in just a second. Then you have all this food in here, all the consumables, which will disappear as well. This is something that you're cooking, you're collecting from the map, from vendors, so this is not a big deal. It's pretty easy to get them back. Then you have some other things in here like philosopher's stones. You have your regular things that you're collecting from farming gear mainly. You have some maps in here that you're purchasing from the vendors or you're unlocking from different quests. Of course, you have your crystals. All of these things will disappear as well. Now, I'm not sure about these maps, if they stay here or no. The affinity solvent will disappear as well because they will reset the elemental affinity bonuses again, so we're gonna have to grind them too. But the wire marrow, the dice, the scrolls will stay, guys, okay? Funny enough, because I've done the beta and I've done the season 1, I have these adventurer scrolls that cannot be used, so I don't know what's gonna happen in the next season because I never really supposed to receive them. If you have a dupe from any of your legendaries, guys, it's going to be here waiting for you. And yesterday, I think yesterday, I summoned another dupe on my account so I can purchase my 3rd legendary artifact at some point. Then all these quest items, I'm pretty convinced that they are here to stay. There is no reason to really remove any of them because you can do nothing with them. You cannot use them or stuff like that. The easiest way on how you can check everything, guys, is to come right here at the Clepsydra Trail and click on Reset Rules, okay? This will basically give you all of the information that you need to know about everything. So, partially reserves. Your unlocked heroes, their skills level and inspiration level will be reserved, so you don't have to worry about that. But all your hero levels will be reset to level 1 at the beginning of each season. Artifacts. Your unlocked artifacts will be reserved. So once you purchased an artifact, that's not going to disappear. It's going to be there. All your artifacts will be reset to level 0, how I explained you. And of course, you are using Essence of Creation to level up your artifacts. Now, I feel like they kind of like done some sort of a calculation, and 70% of your Essence of Creation is going to return back to you. So hear me out. This is not a bad thing at all because you know what? You are gaining a lot of Essence of Creation from tournaments, events, from the market, like the Alliance market, the Arena market, etc. And you will get most of it as well from summoning dupes, okay? Now, I feel like 30% is probably what they calculated that will be the one that you're getting from just regular playing the game, and the 70% is from summoning, so they will reserve 70%. But as long as you're always going to play the next season, you're always going to basically gain more and more and more Essence of Creation, so you're not actually going to go on minus because every season, instead of starting with 0, you start with 70% of the previous season. So the more you accumulate every season, the more that 70% will be basically, you know. So this is actually going to give you a massive boost early on once you're going to be able to level up all your artifacts or multiple artifacts, you know. Then you have the Sand Core. These are actually materials that you are earning by placing high on the leaderboard in the season, and is basically being transformed from the Echo of Clepsydra on a ratio of 1,000 to 1, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm gonna get to that in just a second as well. Then you have the paid items: Wire Marrow, Dragon Crystal, Summon Dice, Skill Scrolls, and any unconsumed monthly card will be reserved until the next season. So everything that costs you a dime, guys, will be reserved till next season. You're not going to lose anything. Now, there are different options on how you can reset hero skills. You've seen they had a paid scroll which was added in the store during Black Friday, which was an awful deal, honestly. And I feel like maybe in the future we're gonna be able to earn them from quests as well to reset skills on some of the heroes, because the meta constantly changes, right? We have new elemental affinity, which I'm going to show you in just a second. So because of it, I might not want to use the same heroes again next season, you know? So would be nice to be able to reset the scrolls, but at the same time, I understand that that messes up the entire economy of the game if you're constantly doing it, because you're never going to have to grind for a scroll if you're constantly doing that, you know? So in a way, I think it's better for the economy of the game to don't reset the scrolls, you know? Then, of course, you have the avatar and the frames, which will be fully reserved. The psychic core ability points obtained in the last season can be reassigned as the new season starts, okay? But I'm going to show you what they're talking about here, because it's not about the whole thing that you might think. Then, the world exploration completely cleared, the elemental affinity completely cleared. And yeah, this is right here, actually, where they're mentioning the Sandcore and the Echo of Clepsydra, and I think was 1,000 to 1, if I'm not 100 to 1, sorry, 100 to 1. So the pure Sandcore at a ratio of 100 to 1. Then of course they are showing you kind of like different things that you can purchase in the seasonal shop. I've already showed you most of the things, I think. If you go to exchange, and this is the season 0 shop, then you can check the season 1 in the meantime, see what you unlock depending on how high you ranked. And basically I have right now 338k Echo of Clepsydra, which will be transformed into 3,400 Sandcore, more or less. Now with that, I can purchase everything from this store except the gold and the Starlight Stone Dice, which you shouldn't purchase with the Sandcore. You should look at the more valuable resources. So I can purchase 5 Legendary Scrolls, 10 Epic, 15 Heliolite Dice. I can purchase 500 Wire Marrow as well from here. And of course, I can purchase the avatars, the frames, whatever we're going to have exclusive to every season. So this is actually a pretty nice touch at the end of the season. Plus, you're getting the rewards from here, depending on how high you're ranking. You know, I am currently ranked 69 on my server. I doubt that will change for me. And honestly, what a number to end it on, guys. 69, right? I feel like I'm gonna keep my number, because from here on the only Echo of Clepsydra that we're getting is from the Vortex, and I feel like everybody will get around the same. So everybody's climbing at the same step, more or less. So I might keep my number 69 in here, funny enough. But now let me just quickly show you what to expect in terms of elemental affinity and the psychic core. So right here, guys, you have the elemental power, okay? This is something that most probably will be the same. Maybe in the future they will change this and your main character will be able to have different elemental affinities. The attributes, that's what they're talking about, okay? So these are things that you are gaining by playing the game through seasons. Now, it's very normal to keep this, because in the next season, I won't be able to complete the same map again and gain all these Horizons items, you know? And this will actually allow you to upgrade specific stats on your heroes. Like, I have it right here on my main character, because it only works on it. I have more intellect, more dexterity. That's kind of like what I've put all my points into. So at the beginning of the season, I'm going to have all this extra 12 points or whatever. Now, of course, the rest will reset. This will reset completely, okay? This will disappear. You will start from level 0 again, okay? Be aware of that. And at the same time, how I mentioned, we have the elemental affinity, which will change. This is what we have this season. Next season, we will actually have this. So we're going to have poison and lightning. We're going to have fire and necrosis. And we're going to have frost and radiance. And I gotta admit it, this will be a much better balance than what we have right now. Frost and necrosis are very weak if you don't have some of the most OP champions to support them. They're weak in terms of support, okay? They're great all around as damage, etc. But when we are talking about support, if you don't have the 2-3 key champions that they are, you're gonna struggle with them, you know. Then poison, lightning, I feel like it will be a pretty interesting one, and fire and necrosis will be very, very interesting too. I feel like the meta will be frost and radiance. They will be very, very strong as well, you know. And it really depends the new heroes. We're gonna get new heroes that deal different types of damage as well. It really depends which one of them is more powerful from the new additions, basically, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Arena, grind the rest of the things. Everything regarding to arena will reset as well, so you're not gonna keep the medals. Make sure you're spending them. But that was pretty much everything. You're not able to store stamina for next season. That will disappear. So right now I have, for example, nine refills. They will disappear for the next season. Okay, they won't stay here. So keep this in mind as well, guys. I'm very curious to see the transition from season 1 to season 2. How people will react to it. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts as well in the comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think about the whole seasonal experience. Of course, we do have to experience it before we can judge it 100%, but hopefully they will do it right. And if some things are not working, they will listen to feedback and consider to change it for season 3 or for the future seasons, you know. That was all for the video. As usual, appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.